how much will that front seven affect putting the pressure on either if they're going to start Cooper Rush or Trey Lance, but you all putting that pressure on the quarterback will help contain CeeDee Lamb with the secondary?
Honestly, I think it's just us doing what we do. That's just our philosophy. Obviously, we want to rush the passer, be good in coverage, and I think if we go into the game playing how we try to show up every single week, we'll like the results for sure.
I know it wasn't the outcome that you all wanted as far as the Lions game was concerned, but how were you all able to bounce back, and what was the week of practice like for you all?
Man, it was same as every week, really. Like I said, they lose that game against the Jets. Obviously, I was hurt, but lose that game. That was next week of practice. It's just at the end of the day, when we won or lost, the foundation is already set. Mm-hmm. So it's you can be critical, but don't forget who you are in the midst of the situation of a game and what happens in the game. It's all these plays that come down to one play, one player, or whatever. Just don't lose sight of the bigger picture, because the foundation is already the foundation. That's why we are one of the top defenses. That's why we are in the situation we're in, where we're top of the division. So it's you can't forget the full philosophy and just jump ship off of what we've done since OTAs. We just got to hone in a little bit more on that.
And without and this question, I'm not asking you what was said, but how effective are players-only meetings when you're able to just have you all and your teammates in those rooms being able to talk it out like that?
I think it's good because for some people, for me, I've dealt with D'Amico my whole career. So there's nothing that I feel uncomfortable saying in front of him, or that I wouldn't, there's nothing that I would say behind his back that I wouldn't say to his face.
Yeah.
Mutually, he feels the same way. Yeah. Whereas some players, it might not be used to being able to just come to your head coach and have a really, really transparent conversation without expecting any type of backlash or any type of BS that comes along with it, where it might not be the case in other places and other head coaches. So, I just think that it's good because it just allows guys who maybe don't have a big voice to say how they feel. And for us, you constantly hear the leaders and captains talking. You might hear a guy talk that you're we don't really hear his voice that much.
Yeah.
But he has a lot to say because he's on his team and been on his team just as long as the rest of us. So.
And then you're able to take that and relay it back to the coaching staff and things like that as a captain, as a leader. The last question I have for you, how much will playing in these close games that you all have played in, as far as winning the close ones and losing the close ones, how much will you all be able to build off that adversity, especially going into the latter part of the season and into the playoffs?
I think it's big because at the end of the day, every week you got to learn from the mistakes and learn from what worked and what didn't work, because it's all experience. And I think the more experience you gain, the better off you are in the grand scheme of it all. So that just adds to that experience and that extra pelt that you get to have. That when you go into the playoffs, you remember all these things. So you get to the playoffs, they're scheming up everything that you could think of that you've gotten beat on all year long, trying to put it all in one game to beat you. So yeah.